Hi everybody. In the last video, I told you that adding a negative was like subtracting a positive. In both cases, you move to the left. And I told you that when you subtract a negative, you move to the right, which is just like adding a positive. But I never told you why that was. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why that is. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now. The answer is people just made it up. That's not a joke. That is true. That is how all math comes about, actually. People invent it. They make up these rules, and then we all have to learn them. And you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. If people are just making up all these rules, can I just make up my own rules? Actually, you could. And mathematicians still do that. So if you want to grow up and be a mathematician, you could make your own rules, and maybe students in a few years from now will be learning your rules. And I, as Mr. Friedman, I could make up my own type of numbers. So we have positive numbers and we have negative numbers. I could make up numbers called Friedman numbers. And I could say that the rule for adding a Friedman number is you teleport from here to here. And the rule for subtracting Friedman numbers is you move in a zigzag direction. So I could make those rules and you can make your own rules. The only problem is if you start making really crazy rules like that, then the rules won't be very useful for anybody. And people won't care about your rules because they can't use them to describe things that they see in real life. So the rules that we've been talking about, um, when you add a negative, you move to the left, which is the same as subtracting a positive. Those rules are actually useful for describing real life situations. So I'll give you an example right now. So we can use positive numbers to represent money that we have, and we could use negative numbers to describe money that we owe. So this letter, which has $2 from your grandmother, this could be represented with a positive 2. And this bill from the water company, which is telling you that you have to pay the water company $2 because you owe them $2, this could be represented with a negative 2. And furthermore, the operation of addition can be used to describe receiving something, and the operation of subtraction can be used to describe when something is taken away from us. Now, I want you to keep all of that in your mind as I go through a little 4-act play over here. So here's Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and Act 4. Now, I want you to pretend that this is you. You are Scrooge McDuck, and you are super wealthy. You can see all of those gold coins and diamonds and everything that Scrooge McDuck has, and you're Scrooge McDuck. So you have all of this money, and how much is all of that money? Let me count it up. We're going to say that is $7. Okay, and what's happening in Act 1? In Act 1, you have $7, and then the mailman, oh, look at this, so nice. The mailman is bringing us a letter from our grandmother. I keep switching between our and you. Okay, that's you, so that's your grandmother. So the mailman is bringing you a letter from your grandmother with $2 in it. Now, how could we represent this with a mathematical expression? Well, we could start with the number 7, because you start out all of this gold coin and these dollar bills and over here, that just adds up to $7, let's say. And then you are receiving something. So if you're receiving something, we will use the addition symbol. So we'll say 7 plus something. Now, what are you receiving? You're receiving a letter from your grandma with $2. That's good. So that's a positive $2. So we'll put a positive 2 right over here. All right. So what just happened? Now, if you receive $2 from your grandmother, does your money go up or does your money go down? Well, your money goes up, obviously. And on this number line, which is horizontal, up means to the right. So we're going to put the $7 right over here. And then since our money is going up, we will go 2 spaces to the right. Now, what happens in Act 2? Oh, by the way, so we're at $9 now. So now you have $9 because you just got that money from your grandmother. And what happens here? Uh-oh, there's a mouse. And what did the mouse do? The mouse took away the letter from your grandmother unfortunately, with the money still in it. So how are we going to represent that with a mathematical expression? Well, at the beginning of this act, you had $9, but then something was taken away from you. So we're going to represent that with subtraction. And the thing that was taken away from you was the letter from your grandmother with the $2 in it. And so we would represent that with a positive 2. So in this act, we started out with $9. And now if $2 gets taken away from us, does that mean that our money goes up or does it go down? Well, unfortunately, if the mouse steals our money from our grandmother, then our money goes down, which on the number line, which is horizontal, means to the left. Okay? So we're going to move 2 spaces to the left to represent what happened in Act 2. Now, in Act 3, so let's see, at the end of Act 2, then we have $7 again, right? Because the mouse stole the money from our grandmother, so we're back to where we started. So we have $7, and then what happens? So, oh good, the mailman is bringing us something again. So let's write this to start off with. Let's write our expression as 7, and then if we are receiving something from the mailman, that would be plus, right? Whenever we get something, that's addition, okay? So thank you, Mr. Mail. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. What is he giving us? He's giving us a bill from the water company, which is telling us that we have to pay $2. So how are we going to represent that in our mathematical expression here? That's not going to be a positive 2. That's going to be a negative 2. So in this situation, we have 7 plus negative 2. And now we have to think to ourselves, what should happen if we receive a bill from the water company? Does our money go up or does it go down? Well, if we receive a bill that we have to pay, then our money is going to go down, which on the number line means we are moving to the left. So I know that you know from the last video that when you add a negative, you move to the left, but I want you to pretend that you didn't watch that video yet, and we're trying to figure out what the rules ought to be in order to describe what's happening in these real-life situations. So if we receive a bill from the water company, our money should go down or to the right, to the left on the number line. So I'm going to move 2 spaces to the left over here. So now we have $5. So at the beginning of Act 4, we have $5. And then, uh-oh, it's that mouse again. Oh, I don't like that mouse. He steals things from us. And, oh, wait a minute, though. What did he steal? He just stole that bill from the water company. Apparently, he wants to pay our bill for us, so I don't have any problem with that. So how can we describe what's happening in this situation? Well, we started with $5, and then the mouse took away the bill from the water company. So the bill from the water company is represented with a -2. So to describe what's happening in this situation, we can write 5 minus, because something is getting taken away, -2, because the thing that got taken away was the bill. Now, if the mouse takes away our bill, and apparently he's going to pay our bill for us, then is that a good thing or a bad thing? Would our net worth go up or would it go down? Well, it would go up. So we thought we had $5 before, including the bill that we would have to pay. But if we don't have to pay that bill because it got taken away by the mouse, then instead of having $5, we would actually have $7. Okay? So if you look at what's happening in these real life situations, then it should make more sense why it is that when we add a negative, we move to the left, and when we subtract a negative, we move to the right. And when we add a positive, we move to the right, and when we subtract a positive, we move to the left. All of those rules should make more sense if you think about them as rules which were created by people in order to describe real life situations. Because when you receive something like a letter from your grandmother, which is positive, then your money goes up. When that letter from your grandmother gets taken away, then your money goes down. So you move to the left on the number line. When you receive a bill, your money goes down. Okay? And when a bill gets taken away, your money goes up. All right? So these are the same rules that we talked about in the last video, but now you understand that the reason that these rules were created this way was because they could be used to describe real life situations, like how your money changes if you receive if you receive a bill or a letter, or if a letter or a bill gets taken away from you. Okay? All right, so I know that I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to end the video there. Have a great day.